Good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime Poetry. I'm Lorie and I'm a librarian at Manlius Library. And today I'm going to be reading to you from Moon Crossing Bridge, Poetry by Tess Gallagher. This is a collection of poetry that she wrote after the death of her beloved. So let's read some. I'm going to start with Cold Crescent. Walking idly through the shops on the wharf while waiting for the ferry to take us across, we don't know yet you are dying. But I hold that black shawl so long, admiring lace against flesh, the way it enhances me cold like birdsong over snow, partial and what we vanish from. So you were unafraid and offered to buy it for me. And neither of us noticed overmuch as money was paid, and into my hands it was delivered, a simple swath of cloth. I remember taking it freshly out of the drawer, the crispness of black, its breaking off at both ends into daylight as death breaks us off or shouts into itself, until a tingling ambushes the room, and it is all we can do not to follow that swoop of not coming blackness. But I'm past that now, as the crescent moon says of its full, stony profile. Tonight the moon is blonde. His sideways light bends inward to cheat the dark. That's why he's here, to hand me the white shawl knitted beside some missing fire. When he sets it across my shoulders, I am lowered gently down and made to sleep again on earth. And that is Cold Crescent. This next one is called Two of Anything. And it begins with a quote. What silk-thin difference is there if I stay to dream or go? And that's a quote by Kyoko Selden. The small tug, which at first seems all on its own in the strait, can eventually be seen to pull two barges, each twice its size, because water understands everything and all day says, pass by. I propose a plan and we discuss it. I'm afraid I'll never be happy again. Bring me a glass of water, he says. Someone you know has to stay here and take care of things. Two ducks fly by. I take a few sips from his glass. Outside it's deep blue morning, almost purple. It's so glad to be cheating the sleepers of its willful drifting, the tangled blue of night, and the blue premonition that will dissolve and carry it. Two boys, vicious with news, fling the morning paper house to house down the hill. Two horses out of childhood I loved, Daisy and Colonel Boy, are hitched to the wagon. I hear the cold extravagance of tiny bells welded into their harness straps. Iron wheels under us over snow for miles through the walnut groves. The two pearled hair combs he gave me make a chilly mouth on the sill. I look up and out over the water at the horizon. No, two horizons. One reached and entered with him, and so is under me, and the other far enough away to be the dead mate of this one. Between them, lively passage of boats, none empty. That's fascinating, I said to the poet. Let me add one. I thought there was more water in this glass. I guess not, one of us said. And that's Two of Anything. This next one is the title poem, Moon Crossing Bridge. If I stand a long time by the river when the moon is high, don't mistake my attention for the merely aesthetic, though that saves in daylight. Only what we once called worship has feet light enough to carry the living on that span of brightness. And who's to say I didn't cross, just because I used the bridge in its witnessing, to let the water stay the water, and the incongruities of the moon to chart that joining I was certain of. I stop writing the poem. I stop writing the poem to fold the clothes. No matter who lives or who dies, I'm still a woman. I'll always have plenty to do. I bring the arms of his shirt together. Nothing can stop our tenderness. I'll get back to the poem. I'll get back to being a woman. But for now, there's a shirt, a giant shirt in my hands, and somewhere, a small girl standing next to her mother, watching to see how it's done. This is called While I Sit in a Sunny Place. Tame love that remembers a birthday but scorns the every moment. How you robbed the pit from the cherry, that wooden pearl I was carrying under my tongue. Talisman of silence wedged between the poet's words when I say, don't you know I'm the joyful girl inside the woman with the forever melting ghost on her lips? If the word happy has a future, it's mine, because I don't exist in the favored shell of what I'm merely given. Isn't there enough sky? Isn't there laughter and running? Can't the ardor of one smiling face make a deer leap, even when to leap could mean an alternate calamity? I have only these hot, cold widow's hands to touch the world back with. You know that, and it doesn't stop you. Something sacred, a vast accord between my ghosted love and how it could convey the shadow selves of some happiest surrender. Was this what brought you? Be equal to it then, like the deer that chooses to leap over a rose, like a rose with its leaping above it. And finally, blue grapes. Eating blue grapes near the window and looking out at the snow-covered valley. For a moment, the deep world gazing back. Then a blue jay scatters snow from a bough. No world, no meeting, only tremors, sweetness on the tongue. And that has been selections from Moon Crossing Bridge, poetry by Tess Gallagher. And this book is available in our collection. I hope that you have enjoyed Lunchtime Poetry today. I'm Lorie, and I am the teen librarian at Manlius Library. If you are signed up for the Teen Summer Reading Program, today's word is pleasure. Capital P, L-E-A-S-U-R-E. Pleasure. And it has been my pleasure to read poetry for you. You can find me every Friday at noon here on the Manlius Library YouTube channel. Have a great weekend. Stay cool and happy reading.